Is February 2nd, and as you can see, my eye is healing. I am grateful for this psalm. This psalm is 120. Deliver I and I, O Jah, O Lord, O Jesus, O God, you. That's personal to you. Your relationship to the Most High and the name you call the Most High is personal to you. Just like the names we call our moms and dads, we have that personal relationship. So we're trying to find that personal relationship with the Most High. And in this psalm, it's special to me because I was dealing with a swollen eye. I didn't know where that happened. I must have didn't wash my hands correctly and went and did touched my eye or something, or my dog, or there could be just a host of things, sinus, and so many things it could be. However, I don't look at the things outside that it could be. I look at what's inside me and what I have caused to happen. So I give thanks that this psalm deliver me. The Most High has delivered me, and I'm going to testify this rise about that because yesterday's psalm, you saw me with a rag over my eye. It was swollen. Um, it was such a distress that it scared me to the point where I was like, is this going to go to my brain and cause an aneurysm? It was just terrible. The enemy gets to you and says these lies. So in the psalm today, we're going to testify about healing our bodies, our minds, and our lives. So as I start the psalm, I usually start it with my chanting bowl rather, my chanting bowl. And so we can get the sound started. So as we begin, and the eye could have also been a draft from the vent blowing on me. You get a draft sometimes in your eye. Well, I opened the vent now because I switched around my whole entire room so that it could not be under the vent. Anyway, as we begin, I want to, and it's 6 o'clock in the rise. Okay, for those of you who are just joining this Chant A Psalm A Day, and I translate the psalm into words of liberation, and I do not use pronouns. I don't use pronouns. So don't call me she or her or shem or they or them. Call me beautiful. Call me by my name. Call me, graceful. Call me a name other than a pronoun. Okay? So here we go. And I have my hot tea, and I'm going to do my hot water uh, my hot water, rose water, and frankincense rocks that I put in the water with the rose water, and it's hot, and I just put it on my eye like that. Uh, the frankincense rocks, they melt and turn pink. It's beautiful with the rose water. So I put that over my eye. I'm going to continue doing that. You can see that it's kind of still, you know, irritated. I'm also taking some milk thistle, three milk thistle in the morning and before I go to rest. So that is helping my liver to fight anything that's going on. The other thing is lots of water and my tea. Okay. Ah, so good. All right, here we go. Psalm 120. In I and I distress, and I'm just going to translate as I go, because today's Friday, happy Friday, and I usually do a quiz on Fridays for my students. It's called Friday Find Out. let's find out what you've learned during the class Monday and Wednesday, and Friday we get to find out. So I do a little quiz. Anyway, the class is just 50 minutes long. It's not much you can do in 50 minutes. So, and you know I like to talk. But I lecture for 10 minutes and then we do activities. So, in my distress, in I distress, because I'm not the only one that may be in distress, we may have others that may be in distress. So instead of being selfish, just thinking about myself, I think about others who may be in distress. So this psalm is reaching out to those out there who may be in distress. This is a psalm I did before. So if you go to my YouTube page, you'll see this Psalm 120, deliver I, O Jah. Jah is short for Jehovah, is short for, Jehovah Jireh. We say Jah. And it's part of the liberation of the word, because God is can be a lot of things, just like spirit can be a lot of things. So we use righteousness. This is all about cutting the middleman out, the middle person out, and going straight directly to the word. So David starts the psalm out with being in distress. So in I distress, I called to the Most High, and the Most High answered I. Verse 2, deliver I. So David starts off by talking about, in my distress, this is what he did. And then in verse 2, it's like, deliver I, O Jah, from lying lips, from a deceitful tongue. Okay, I wonder why he put that in there. But his distress is being caused by these people who are lying and being deceitful. And then in verse 3, David then asks a question. What shall be given to I, and what more shall be done to I? Well, when he says you, he's talking about the deceitful tongue. Okay, so let's reread that. So Psalm 120 verse 3. What shall be given to you, and you is the deceitful tongue, the lying lips. So what shall be given to deceitful tongues and lying lips? And what more shall be done to deceitful tongues and lying lips, you deceitful tongue? So the psalm, asked that question, and they put deceitful tongue in there so you can know who you is referencing. And then in verse 4, a warrior's sharp arrows with glowing coals of the broom tree. And I talked about the broom tree in a previous Chant A Psalm. And it's talking about a warrior's sharp arrows with glowing coals of the broom tree. And this is what they used in ancient times as torches. The broom tree, they would take the pieces and wrap it and make it into coals, glowing coals. And then in verse 5, the psalm kind of shifts into woe to I, that I sojourn in Meshech, that I dwell among the tents of Kedar. Okay, let's unpack that, because we're looking at ancient names, Meshach and Kedar. So why is David talking about woe to him, that he is living or he's traveling in these places and dwelling among these houses or tents of these places? Then in verse 6, he goes into, too long have I had my dwelling among those who hate love. So Meshach and Kedar are places that are in war. They're in a war turmoil place. And the psalm is expressing that it's been too long that they've dwelled among these who do not love love. They're just about hate. They're just about anger. They're just about confusion and fighting and war and rumors of war. So the psalm is expressing how long they have been dwelling among those folks. And in verse 7 is the final verse. I am for love. However, when I speak, they are for war! Exclamation mark. So it's just as if when you're expressing yourself or talking about your distress or that you want love in the world, you want people to focus more on reading, and focus more on that. When you speak love and truth and righteousness, some people are against that and they're going to argue you down, and because they're for war. So when you find that happening, you just have to step aside, and as the psalm is talking about in verse 2, you will be delivered from that. So even though you are too long you've dwelled among those who hate love, they're fighting you every step of the way. You feel like you're the only one who is, doing something positive. You're not the only one. There are others out there, and I'm calling on those others out there who are for love and want to make love instead of war. So in not the last, but the final verse, verse 7, is talking about making love and not war. And making love doesn't have to always be a sexual act. It can be bringing flowers to someone. It can be making love to, to someone through writing them a thank you card or sending them something to brighten their day. So when we talk about make love and not war, we're basically, talking about giving kindness and bless to each other. Okay? And that is our psalm for today. Those of you who are just joining me, the psalm today is 120. And it's called Deliver I and I, O Jah. And the word of the day, when I looked up the word of the day today, I was happy to get the word of the day. So the word of the day today on Friday, February 2nd, is insight. Insight. So insight is that internal sight. I always talk about this, that it's on the inside and not on the outside. We have to seek for what is above and not for what is below. So that, excuse me, truth and right. So when we look at the psalm for today, insight, February 2nd, Friday. Happy Friday for those just joining me. And it reads as this: I have been learning as long as I have been alive. What does that mean? That means that you've been learning as long as you've been alive. If you're 25, you've been learning for 25 years. And some people learn but never act on those learning moments. As I have learned about the world around me, I have also learned about the world within me and the world beyond me. My thoughts and emotions give me insight into my inner life, showing me how I am responding to the world. I discover my creative power as I learn to direct my thoughts to live the life I choose and to grow in righteousness. My righteous path has drawn me close to the Most High. Through prayer, I have touched the life beyond this one and found insight into myself as a divine being. I am so much more than my human experience. As I behold life beyond this life, I embrace the vastness, welcoming more insight as I pray or as I chant and contemplate the awesome mystery of God, of Jah. So, as you chant, you know, you don't want to be a prey for a predator to come and get you. So, I don't like to use the word pray. I like to use the word chant or speak. Speak the word, preach the word, you know. Let's find that translation of prayer into speaking the word, into chanting, into adulation and adoration for the Most High. That's what we are doing. My dog is right here. He can't come into my face. His scruffy face. Um, because I might have gotten it from him too, because I'm always in his face. So I had to back up, back away. Well, we don't want to say back, but I had to forward away, forward away. He likes the psalm. He likes to hear and read the psalm. So this has been Chant A Psalm A Day, and the word of the day is insight. So the word of the day is from dailyword.com, and it ends with a scripture. It's ending now with Proverbs chapter 8, verse 14. I have good advice and sound wise mind. I have insight. I have strength. So they found a scripture that supports the word of the day insight with the same word insight. So that's awesome. Selah and Selah again. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable to the Most High Almighty Jah Rastafari, Selassie the First. Jesus Christ in his kingly character is Selassie the First. So we give thanks that we have the knowledge of the Most High, and I give thanks that we are going to move forward with the love. So make love and not war. Okay? That is the psalm for today. Have a beautiful Friday, everybody. Start your day with love. Remember, love is the key. It is going to open doors because perfect love opens doors.